Representative Marcia Fudge, DO, went off on Education Secretary Betsy DeVos on Wednesday during a hearing for the House Committee on Education and Labor. The Democratic Congresswoman called out DeVos for using her power to ultimately favor the rich and wealthy Christian children. Fudge began by asking one simple question: do you realize that it is your responsibility to educate every child in the United States? It's my responsibility to be the Secretary of Education, DeVos replied without giving a definitive answer. It's just a yes or no, Fudge pointed out. Is that a yes or is that a no? But DeVos refused to answer her question. That's when the Ohio Congresswoman went off on the Secretary. My concern is that you spend so much of your time focused on vouchers. How do we fund religious and private schools? Fudge explained. And then you come up with something called the Education Freedom Scholarship, which by any other name is a voucher. We are, once again, picking winners and losers, she continued. We have already decided that we're going to make rich people richer with the tax cuts. We're going to make poor people about the same. Middle class, we're going to hurt with more taxes. If you give a one-to-one tax credit for private school exemptions, it's going to create a $5 billion hole in the federal treasury, Fudge explained. That's $5 billion that could be spent on education and other things. Fudge then argued that DeVos Freedom Scholarship is not free. This freedom is going to cost us $5 billion a year, $50 billion over 10 years, she noted. There's a cost to everything we do. Yours just happens to be $50 billion to the Treasury. I just wish at some point we would be honest with what we are doing, Fudge lectured the Secretary, and we would just tell the American people is that what we're doing with this is we're creating a shell game to fund private and religious schools and their providers using taxpayers as the middleman. It is nothing more than another attempt to invest in public education, Fudge concluded. And that is why I asked you the first question, which you couldn't even answer. Do you represent all of the children of the United States? Is it not your job to educate all of the children? It wasn't a trick question. Take a look at the discussion in the video clip below. Related, Steve Mnuchin goes off on Maxine Waters after the Congresswoman schools him during heated testimony. Betsy DeVos Education Marcia Fudge News.